Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report. TD Garden for the biggest game of the year. Celtics Nets. I thought it would be the best game I watched all year when they started making shots back and forth early, and it was. Celtics escape late. 126, 120, and Tatum gets his fifth career 50-point game. Ends with 52, I believe, right? On great shooting. Statistically, I was looking back, second best shooting game. We were in Washington for his best shooting game ever.
Yeah, that's true.
So he ends this one 8 of 15. He was 9 of 14 in that one, and was sensational. Buckets inside down the stretch, getting to the free throw line a ton, going shot for shot with KD, defending KD at times, rebounding, doing all the different things that Tatum has done throughout this year to lead to victory and making the right passes as well. But this one was about the elite scoring because they needed it.
This was a big boy win, a big boy performance for Jayson Tatum, Bobby, and for a couple of reasons. One, the aggressiveness. Like you said, going to the hoop, being assertive, not giving up with that, and then getting to the free throw line 17 times, which actually matches a career high. That's something that's in Jayson Tatum's game. I know we give him a lot of crap for continuing to complain to the officials and saying that, wanting to earn that respect. Well, this is how you do it, by putting together this kind of performance where you're not shying for the three-point shot, you're attacking, and when people are coming at you for that three-pointer shot, you're shooting it right in their faces. And that was Kevin Durant. That was Kyrie Irving. I mean, it didn't matter who they threw at him. What was it? He shied with the season-high 9 three-pointers. So that well-balanced attack is what makes Jayson Tatum so effective, but also his passing, right? Being able to continue to move the ball the way the Celtics have been doing so well. They started off that way. You saw it again to start the second half. And then again, Jayson Tatum putting together that kind of performance where he's dominant and he's able to take over the way he did, go toe-to-toe with someone like Kevin Durant. It says a lot about Tatum right now.
And Jaylen Brown, I thought, was solid too, about as solid as you could expect from coming back from the right ankle injury there, playing through it. Had the critical basket in the right corner with the hesitation there. Some great passes. Tatum getting away from some trouble. Them screening for each other late on that play in particular created some advantages there. And they both had mismatches throughout the game that they could both take advantage there. And that's what Ime's been working toward. He wants these guys to get off the ball, but he also wants them to get those advantageous matchups. And that's what they did down the stretch there. Ime said after the game, they need a score because you give up 120. Defense, I thought, was pretty good in spots, but the Nets just had so much elite shot making that Boston had to overcome with their own.
Yeah, and Jaylen made sure that he was getting those open looks, obviously because the way the ball was moving, the way the team was capitalizing, or not capitalizing, but they were trying to double down on Jayson Tatum so much, it always left an open guy, and Jaylen Brown, knowing the right spot to be in that moment of the game, which meant a lot for the Celtics, for him to knock down that shot. I was really happy he was in this one, Bobby, whether it was, a minutes restriction or whether it was just him being on the floor to counteract what Jayson Tatum was doing made all the difference in my opinion. And look, moving forward, I'm sure that they'll be a little more cautious with him, make sure that he is getting the rest that he needs, making sure he's also working out that ankle, keeping it fresh. So I think the Celtics did a good job of letting him play, sort of giving him that space to go out there and compete against a Brooklyn Nets team that has top tier talent like Kevin
Durant, Kyrie Irving.
And Kyrie Irving. I was going to say Kevin Durant twice. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, because again, and we talked about this during the postgame show, he didn't get that opportunity in the postseason. I know this isn't the postseason per se, but it certainly felt like it here in TD Garden.
And my question coming into this one, I didn't need to see a win. I didn't need to see the late game execution, which they did. Makes this all the more exciting. I need to see the defense be able to bother Brooklyn. And Durant, Kyrie, like you said, they were out there shooting 60% early. Celtics had to keep up with that throughout the first quarter there. But there were points in the fourth quarter. And in the third quarter, too, I feel like they did what they want to accomplish as a defense, get the opposing team out of what they want to do. And they were giving Bruce Brown a ton of shots in the third. And down the stretch, Celtics were piling up stops, and Ime said after it was the defense turning into offense that effectively won them this game. Brooklyn turned an 8-point deficit late into a 1-point advantage, and Tatum had those 2 big shots at the end, and Brown as well, that basically put this one away. So I was impressed with the defense. Even in a game where you give up 120, it sounds weird, but they made it difficult. The switching, the scrambling with Pritchard on the floor was all great.
And they recovered from, like you said, that 8-0 run. They recovered from the runs that the Brooklyn Nets were able to put together in certain stretches. And then you saw someone like Kyrie Irving, who I thought was trying to do more on the defensive end because he knew that he just didn't have it offensively. He couldn't find that rhythm, even though it seemed like he was going to have one of those nights, and the way he started in the first half, but it just never came together. So yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to rattle those guys, and that's exactly what we saw from Kyrie and the Celtics as a whole. I felt like when you look at a player like Al Horford, remember when I talked about a few nights ago the way he was challenging those switches against someone like John Morant? He did the same thing against someone like Kyrie Irving, and you want to see that over and over again against any team, never mind a top-notch team with top-notch talent like the Nets, but also the defense, for them to continue this momentum, for it to carry over. It's huge. It's really big.
And you accomplished what you wanted to at that end, which is the peak. This is the peak test for this group. Great shot making, great isolation play, and all that got thrown at you in this one. Even great offensive rebounding from Brooklyn between Aldridge, Goran Dragic got in there for a couple of second chance points. They gave up a ton on the offensive glass. So I was worried there in that second half. It got a little scary there for this group. They even had to overcome their own 8-point deficit in that third quarter when Brooklyn really started getting rolling there. So just a resilient victory. Their best all year, obviously. Showcase of what they can do when everybody's locked in playing together. Even Rob, 4 blocks in the first quarter. That was ridiculous. Daniel Tice stepping in, playing some good spot minutes there. Derek White's a concerning one. We talked about him on the post-game show. Not looking great out there, but still a guy that can play your system defensively. So this all has me thinking this Celtics team could go far. I do think they're going to go far. I think they can win the championship.
I don't know about that, Bobby. I don't know. I'm not there yet, but the word contenders fits. I do think this team as the Eastern Conference contender can be one of the 2 last team standings if things break their way, which I think the way they're surging right now, they're putting themselves in good position.
That's our show. 126-120 is the final. Celtics win. They'll have a couple days off before they head to Charlotte for a good test on Wednesday against another great offense. Detroit has been trouble for them on Friday, and then it's KG night. Week from today against the Mavericks here. So we'll have all that. Celtics CLNS Media post-game show. Go check that out. A good one today. And we'll see you on Wednesday. Bobby Manning, Josue Pavon, CLNS Media.